Welcome to Waves of Wisdom. In this episode of our series, Unretirable, we are thrilled to introduce you to Jonathan Lau, a renowned global conference speaker, master trainer, and leadership coach from Malaysia. With over 30 years of experience in leadership, sales, and customer experience, Jonathan has made a significant impact on organizations worldwide. He is a global speaking fellow, a certified speaking professional, International Coach Federation Master Certified Coach, and the author of international best-selling books, Winning Clients Loyalty, 7 Proven Practices to Convert Clients into Amazing Fans, and Pinnacle of Influence. In this episode, we'll explore how Jonathan made himself unretirable and how he is living a purposeful life while passionately pursuing his dreams. I am especially excited to welcome him not just as an esteemed guest, but also as a dear friend.
Absolutely.
And Jonathan, welcome to this beautiful Maldives.
Yeah.
Join us as we dive into the inspiring journey and learn how he helps businesses, leaders achieve their full potential and also become unretirable. Welcome, Jonathan.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Thank you for having me on your incredible show. Yeah.
Thank you. Jonathan, let's start with your pre-unretirable career, I would say. Before you thought about your retirement, what was your first job and how it all started?
All right. So for a long time, I've always wondered, what will it be like? So I started my career actually in the hospitality industry.
Mm-hmm.
I work with different hotel global chain like the Hilton, the Marriott, the Renaissance Group. And, I've done that for the last 18 years, right? And I thought, wow, I probably going to retire in that career. But along the way, I met some incredible speakers. I saw them in action. And they were still doing the trade way past the retirement age. And I said, wow, that's really inspiring. People like John Maxwell, incredible people that just so inspiring. And I thought, wow, maybe that's something to think about. Maybe Jack Canfield, the Order of the Success Principle, those would be something to consider. So in any case, I wanted to travel around the world. I wanted to see and also inspire people from different places. So at the midpoint of my career, I decided to leave the hotel line, a very comfortable job that I had, right? It was a career that I started with. I studied hotel management. And then I went into this incredible profession called professional speaking. So over the last 20 years up to now, I've been very blessed to have done this work for such a long time and met up with many incredible people like yourself. And right now here in Malay embodies.
Yes, wonderful. I think through this profession, we both also met and became friends.
Absolutely.
As well.
Absolutely.
So you know how this profession is giving back to our unretirable career.
Yes. Yes.
At the same time, you have been working as a trainer, speaker, coach for over 3 decades now, I believe, right?
Yeah.
So when was the moment in your career you realize that you should actually quit what you are doing and pursue a passion and live a life of your dreams and become unretirable?
Right. So I guess when I was at the peak of my career at that time, right? So I was having an area role, responsibility with Marriott International, and also then I went to Park Royal International, and I was in the capacity of a regional role. And I thought to myself, what is the impact if I can do something even larger than the organization that I'm with? And that prompted me, should I do it when I officially retire? Or should I maybe consider doing it earlier so that I can build up, the many years leading into kind of the retirement age? But as I went through the journey, I found that, in the world of professional speaking, training, and coaching, there is no such thing as a retirement age unless you want to have that. Inspired by Marshall Goldsmith, he's late into his 80s now and is still inspiring people, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that to me is like, wow, you can continue with this journey, and it really depends on how much you want to do. Because right now you're in a situation that you can continue. The more wisdom that you have, the richer the experience for the participant to learn of your personal journey and how it has been for you. So to me, it's gone way past the conventional age that you need to retire at 55 or 60 or 65. So age is just a number.
Yeah.
If you're enjoying doing what you're doing, that passion will shine through. And this is where I found that, retirement, that word actually doesn't exist in my vocabulary. As long as I'm healthy and I'm in the capacity to add value to people, I think I'm in a great spot.
This is exactly what happened to me as well. I'm still working, but what I realized was when I went through, when I was working for Modi's Pension Administration Office,
Right.
I was advising people to actually retire at 65 when we were making the plans for retirement and things like that. But certain events in my life actually made me realize it is more important to pursue your passion and live a purposeful life than actually retirement.
Right.
You mentioned about Marshall Goldsmith, and you are also among Marshall.
Yes, one of the 100 coaches.
You are one of the Marshall's 100 coaches. So I'm sure you must have met many incredible people like that, right?
Yes.
So
yes.
What are they telling about retirement?
I think it's come to a stage that, with all these great legends that we have seen, that we have heard of, to them, the passion, I see that the passion continue, that the vibrantness, the enthusiasm of them doing what they love, right? So it's gone beyond a job. It's not a job anymore, right? It's gone beyond that. It's about impacting life, transforming life, inspiring people. And to see them doing all this global transformation and bringing other people along. Because what I found is, when you start off a career as a speaker, probably a lot of focus is on yourself, but when you can build a community and transfer those knowledge, just like what Marshall has done, it's come to a stage that all his materials, he's giving it out free to people, to his 100 community coaches. And it's for them to make a difference in serving it forward. A term that I've coined, how you can give it to others for free. And now what we're saying is that good things is even coming back to him many times fold, right? Because of the legacy that he has set upon, right? His contribution to the community of coaching. So incredible.
Yeah. I have heard you telling this phrase, serving it forward. And this is, I think, one of the ways people can really pursue their passion. Because if you're passionate about serving people, then I think one way is serving it forward. And you have, I have heard you speaking in many occasions, and many of our Modi's Professional Speakers Association events. Can you elaborate a little bit on this concept of serving it forward?
Oh, sure, sure. It's pretty interesting. So I watched a movie that's called Pay It Forward, and in that movie, it's like you help someone, and in return, they don't, the other person will help another 3 person, right? So I came up with and coined this word. And for example, let's use a metaphor, right? So if you want to smile at someone, what do you expect to happen?
Get a smile back?
Get a smile back, right? I mean, that's natural. So what happens if you smile at someone and for whatever reason, you don't get a smile coming back to you? How would you feel?
Feel upset.
I feel upset, right? It's like, is there something wrong with me? What is the situation like, right?
Exactly.
So this is where serving it forward comes in, right? So imagine this. If you give a smile to someone, if you get a smile coming back, it is called a bonus. You smile, people give you back a smile, it's a bonus.
Exactly.
Now, if you smile and for whatever reason it doesn't come back, it is called your gift to someone. I mean, if it comes back, it's a bonus. Otherwise, it is my gift to you. So how do you feel? How do you feel when you give a gift, right? You're happy, isn't it? Yeah, you're happy giving it, right? So if it comes back, it's a bonus. So if everyone can live with that, then it's an incredible world of abundance that we're living in. A world that we serve it forward, right? You can serve it forward with time, serve it forward, mentoring other people. And what would the world look like when everyone starts doing more of that?
May I ask, is this your passion?
Well, I've been doing it for the last 20 years. So I'm really excited. Every day I wake up, I thank God for giving me another good day. For us, health is really important. And I'm truly blessed, and I don't take anything for granted. Health is so important for us to continue doing the work that we do. So every day is a blessing, right? Every day that we have in the world is another day that we can serve it forward. And, what can we connect with? Who can we help? Who can we make transformation for, right?
Yes.
And every day is a single opportunity. So that really inspires me to continue doing as long as I can, right?
Yeah.
And when you came up with this topic by becoming, you never retire, right? So I said, yeah, why is there a need to? Why is there a need to? Yeah.
Jonathan, I asked some of my listeners and colleagues what question they like to ask from you
Right.
through my podcast. And
Right.
one of the things they wanted to ask was about your books.
Right.
So most of the times you have written your books around customer service, right? Customer loyalty. So can you share some of your strategies from the books, how the businesses and business basically build a stronger relationships, which is or loyal customer base?
Yeah. Great question. Yeah. So again, my first part of my career was, many years, 18 years in the hospitality industry. And I guess that's where I got my foundation, really, just moving forward with that. And since you talk about that, I've actually got a copy of the book. It's called Winning Clients Loyalty, 7 Proven Practices. And in this, I actually have 7 pillars. So with the name service. So S is for self-mastery. So as leaders, your ability to be aware of your action, your impact to others, so self-mastery in terms of that. E stands for experiences. What kind of experiences are you generating for clients that they will keep coming back to you, right? R is for relationship, the connections that you build, the trust that you inspire and impact. V stands for value, I for innovation, C for culture, and E for empowerment. Right? So when you're able to do that, what I found is, in our business, in order not to retire, it's really about the relationship. And when you do exceedingly well for people abundantly, people will come back to you. And not only will they come back to you, they will refer other people to come back to you.
Yeah.
Right? So when you serve it forward, when you do it with love, passion, kindness, humility, courageous, and with service, great things happens to you. And having done this for the last 20 years, and even during my time with the hospitality industry, totaling 36 plus years, I can attest to that. Always good things comes back to you when you do it with the purity to really serve and help other people become better, and the whole world becomes better.
I'm glad that you are living your life of dreams by serving other people. And one of the ways you have been serving other people is by being a coach, I guess. So can you tell me, during your coaching career, you must have already coached so many people. Do you remember any particular case or a person where you have coached who had plans for retirement and the traditional ways of retirement at 55 or 65 and then live in a kind of so-called retirement age, which we has from the industrial age up to now, who has really shifted their mindset, their way of life, and has become what I would call an unretirable person.
Okay.
Can you share any experience?
Yeah. One of the communities that I serve is the ICPT, which is the International Certified Professional Trainers Community. Right. I graduated. I was an alumni. So I went for the program probably 20 years ago when I started off this journey. Right. And what I've noticed, a lot of people actually have retired or planning to retire.
All right.
And they're kind of like seeking what is the next adventure for them. And once I'm assigned to be their coach, I kind of like have conversation with them and to find out what is the true value, what would they like to do with their life after official retirement from their career.
Okay.
And I heard many of them saying, John, I'm really at a loss. I have so much time now. I used to be so busy. How can I add value? How can I contribute? Right. So based on this thing, I said, what if you're able to pursue something that's going to help you create a greater impact? right? And still be financially rewarding for you, depending on how much you like to take on.
Yeah, of course, financial independence is important. When you think about
Right.
retirement.
So again, and many of them at the stage is pretty financially independent,
Yeah, right.
but they're looking for the one thing to keep them occupied, keep the brain going, not to just sit and watch Netflix the whole day.
Yeah, of course.
Right. And what I found is really it fills my heart to see them, just enjoying the journey, right? Because sometimes it's not about the destination, the end journey that you reach, but it's the process of getting there.
You're right.
And to see them continue to grow and to learn and still making an impact, helping other people in their capacity. So that is really what fills my heart. Because then I know from there too, they're making a contribution.
Yeah.
And that was important to them.
That's great, I think, because when you assist somebody to realize that life doesn't end at 55 or 65, right? Because when I think this age was set by the industrial time, the people's lifespan was not as long as now, maybe with the advancement of medicine and lifestyle changes, and people become more aware. I think people are living more healthier and longer.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it is important that people realize that they can contribute more to the world even after their normal profession, whatever they got specialized in.
Absolutely,
right?
Absolutely.
So one of the other questions, that I have been an advocate of growth mindset. So mindset matters for me a lot in everything. So what kind of mindset you think people need to have to actually pursue their passion and live a purposeful life so that they can become unretirable?
I think just like what you have mentioned, having a growth mindset,
Wonderful.
right? Being curious, always a learner.
You're
right? When you wake up every day, ask yourself, what is 3 things I can learn today? By having that approach to life, you're always in that curiosity mindset. If you see something, if you look at something, kind of like ask yourself, what is something new that I can learn? Because then that gives you purpose. Then life is not just filling the numbers, filling the hours, but it's purposeful. And one thing I would like to recommend and suggest is once you transition to that time, it's also about choices that you want to do. Maybe your definition of non-retirement is filling out with things that is purposeful. Right? I mean, some may be financial related, some could be supporting an organization that supports other people. I belong to an organization too that supports Together We Can Change the World. Right? And I know my good friend Scott Friedman.
Yeah, I met him.
And he co-founded Together with Jana Stanfield, right? And every year we will come together, grow a speaker. We will raise funds, and we have fun doing that.
Last time you did it in Thailand, I believe.
We did it in Thailand, right? So we raise funds, we speak in conferences, and we give it back to the community. And that's purposeful, right? It's a contribution, and that's the legacy. And you can find meaningful things to do. Because sometimes people say, John, I've gone through the rat race. I don't want to be at the position to chase after that. Absolutely, right? Find out what is your sweet spot, make contribution, have a little bit of fun while doing it, and get financially rewarded while doing it so that you get to sustain the lifestyle that you choose to have.
Exactly.
And when you choose that lifestyle, retirement will never be in the vocabulary.
I think very true. What you said was many people start thinking about this aspect of retirement and what they will do after when they are at their mid careers mostly, right? So when do you think is the right time actually for them to plan to become unretirable? Is it many people wait until the last minute? I mean, one of the things which I am trying to do through my podcast and ultimately the book which I am writing on this subject at the moment is actually to convey a message, because that's why I'm interviewing people like you, which is having similar kind of experience like I also went through. So during my mid-career, a few years back, I started thinking about this. What is my purpose of life? Why I'm here? What can I do? What can I do till God given if I'm going to live long life, even after retirement age. What can I do? Then I thought of why I can't start doing it right now, even as a part-time or as a hobby or something like that, so that I can continue it and build. So when is the right time to think about this for the people who are watching and who are working in their mid-careers, and when is the right time?
I guess it differs from everyone, individual, right? The right time is when you have a nudge in your heart, and the nudge is like, is there something more I could do?
All right.
Right? Is there something more I could do? I can contribute besides whatever I'm currently doing, right? If there's a nudge in that sense, I had my nudge 18 years ago,
All right.
right? When I was still in the corporate world, right? And that was actually 20 years even before I was entitled for retirement age, right? And when that nudge came, I was kind of like asking a question, maybe now's a good time to prepare, build some competency to help me be successful in a lifestyle that will help me continue to add value, right? So that was my decision at that time. And at that time, I was in my mid-30s, right? So I was in my mid-30s, and it was like, okay, yeah. So I built up the competency over a long time. And at that time, probably it was a blessing to be able to be exposed to the speakers community, the coaching community, and the training community, because I've seen such longevity of people in that profession. And after a while, it wasn't even a profession to them, right? It was just a choice, right? And they get called back all the time. But I thought, why don't I start building those competencies earlier? Right? So that was my timeline. So some people could be in the mid-20s. Some people could be, wherever point they are. But whatever point you are in right now, the key question to consider is, what would be my next step? Ask yourself the next 1-2 years. And major consideration if people have worked for a long time is, if they want to make a transition, it's always financial. Right? So make sure if you're planning for something like that, give yourself permission, build enough saving for at least 6 to a year's time. So that whatever you venture into and build those competency, you will have that peace of mind doing it. Otherwise, you will always keep thinking, will I earn enough money in this new opportunity to feed the family and everything? So you want to take care of that part first, right? So save enough that you can be 100% or 110% venturing into that new opportunity.
Wonderful. Yeah. I think it's, we both know that speaking is our vehicle to unretire, I guess. That is what we have chosen. So this is exactly, like you mentioned, when I also had the nudge, I wanted to get along with the speakers community. And then we even found that we didn't have a speakers community at that time. Very few, couple of people who were speaking professionally, like our good friend Afif. So we all got together and formed the speakers community to ensure that one of the reasons actually why I'm doing this is actually to let people know that professional speaking is also a way to become unretirable.
Absolutely.
What do you think about that?
Absolutely, right? And the key thing is, once your intention is there, right? So your intention, if it's going to provide massive value for your clients, the rest will take care of itself. The rest will take care of itself, right? So if you're venturing into the speaker, learning about speaking, being part of the Global Speakers Federation, different association around the world, the first thing to ask is, how can I add value? How can I serve it forward? Again, it's coming back, right? And over the last 20 years, I've served in different capacity in MAPS, where I live in Malaysia, right? Also the Malaysia Association of Professional Speaker, and then I'm also part of VSAI. I'm also a member of APSS. So again, just contributing to the whole community. And right now, I'm here. Later on, we'll be having a meeting with the MPSA, right? So we're having the Maldives Professional Speaker Association. And it's just providing so much massive value, because then we have a mindset of a growth mindset, a mindset of abundance. The cake is always bigger. The pie is bigger.
We won't make it bigger, right?
Yeah.
Wonderful. Lastly, Jonathan, I see you been very active, traveling across the world, and how you keep that momentum going, and what is the strategies you are using to ensure that you are at the cutting edge of the new technologies which are coming, and also the knowledge is because every day is a day of learning, I guess.
Yeah.
How you keep yourself? What are the strategies you are using? Can you share with some of our listeners?
Sure. Well, one of the things for me is always keep learning.
Yeah.
Right. Never stop learning. You need to be staying relevant. Right. So even though I'm an ICF Master Certified Coach with ICF, but I continue to learn. So right now I'm in a program with Dr. Peter Chi. It's called the CCMC, the Certified Chief Master Coach Program. Right. And through that, I continue my learning, different perspective, appreciate different diversity. So that helps on my personal side of personal development. And at the same time, it's about a global community.
Yeah.
Right. Nick Johnson is also a past alumni.
Yeah.
He attended the CCMC also, right?
Tonight
and tonight we get a chance to have
meet him
a good fellowship with Nick and myself, just imparting.
Yeah.
So I think, strategically just building networks around the world. And when I served as the president of the Global Speakers Federation, I had a chance to visit many of the global speaking member association community, right? So that gives me an opportunity to learn about different culture, to build relationship. And if you're considering the speaking business, it's a very relationship-based business, right? Exactly. People like you, they love you, and they will recommend you, right? So be an incredible human being first, supported with competency that you build along the way. And depending on where you like to grow your business, just build friends around those region, right? Obviously, you can use Speaker Bureau, but end of the day, it's still a relationship. The Bureau needs to know you. They need to like you. They need to love you as a human being first. And then the magic will happen. So I guess that's what has been working for me the last 20 years, right? And well, the other thing is also the LinkedIn, right? LinkedIn, I use LinkedIn as a platform to build my connection and to build my global presence. So that has served me well. So I'm thankful for that. And thankful to all my global friends for the support all these years.
Wonderful. And since you're a speaker, I asked that, but it's not only about speaking, right? Which you can do as your passion. We know many people who serve communities, who feed people, who are running charities, for example, like you mentioned.
Together we can change the world.
Together, there are many people like this who are not necessarily into professional speaking per se, but who are doing so many things. Even in our island communities, we see people like that. This is the incredible lifestyle I like to bring to my viewers and listeners, and also through my book. So thank you very much, Jonathan.
Most welcome.
As your last words, what you like to tell to our audience?
As one final parting word is always about, preparation, planning, and making sure that your lifestyle remains the lifestyle that you want once you make the transition. Yes. So prepare early, save enough so that, you have peace of mind to give yourself permission. And most important, involve your family members on this journey, right? You may have some aspiration, bring them along the journey. Besides your financial peace of mind, family peace of mind is just as important, if not more important, right? Involve your family, your partner, your wife, your husband, whoever it may be, your children. Bring them along the journey so that your whole ecosystem is well grounded, well supported, and well loved.
Yeah. Thank you very much. It is really a pleasure having you on our podcast today, Jonathan, and I hope to meet you again and have a conversation like this in another occasion.
I'm sure we will. Maybe in another country, another place. Who knows? Absolutely.
For our viewers, stay tuned. We'll bring you more professionals and more people who has unretired themselves and more wisdom through our Waves of Wisdom podcast. Stay tuned. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for this opportunity.